Right, so this is a quick message to the chief handler. I want to say this about you, chief handler. So, you don't have a YouTube channel, do you, chief handler? I want to know where you live, chief handler, so I can come and cut your fucking head off. I'm the person who wants to eat you alive, chief handler. Your threats are empty. Because you won't do fuck all to me, chief handler. You wouldn't do anything if you wouldn't do anything. Even if you wanted to, chief handler. Every time that you put those, comments on my channel, I laugh at you, chief handler. All the comments that you put, it's just, it's just fucking funny. Because, chief handler, you're such a clown. Everybody in the world knows that you're a clown. Even your parents think you're a fucking clown. Even your mum didn't even want you as a baby. Chief handler, you should never have been born in the first place. You should never have even existed, chief handler. Your sperm should never have existed. That's what I think about you, chief handler. And now if you're coming to my channel, threatening me, threatening other people, you threaten the wrong guy, chief handler. Let me tell you something, you found the wrong guy to fuck with. And that's me. Chief handler, you're not longer welcome on my channel anymore. I only welcome people who are nice, people who are genuine people who actually are people. Chief handler, you're not a person, you're just something that shouldn't have existed in the first place. You're everything, you're everything that should not be existing on this planet. And God knows why you even existed, chief handler. Why your sperm actually evolved to be a baby and then born into the chief handler. There's a lot of TIs, right, that want to kick the fuck out of you, chief handler, and we will. A lot of people on YouTube want to kick your fucking head off. And I'm one person who wants to kick your throat as well. So chief handler, you should run while you can. Because you're such a fucking pussyhole. Chief handler, you're such a pussyhole. Your mama's little boy. That's what you are, chief handler. Your mummy's little boy. You're a little baby to me, chief handler. I'll come and tear you apart all day long. You put that, I saw you put that comment on my channel saying that you are skilled in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, so am I, chief handler. That's why you fuck with the wrong person, mate. Chief handler, I'm a boxer. I'm an MMA fighter. I'm a professional cage fighter. I've fought bigger people than you, chief handler. I've had fights on the street constantly, chief handler. Right? I've put people in comas, alright? I've put people who are as big as fucking King Kong in comas with one punch, chief handler. Yeah. Chief Handler, my arms are bigger than your fucking head. Yeah. And you're a fucking old man. I think you're an old man. And you're probably a twig that likes to talk shit. Just like all the perps do. Like all the gang stalkers do. So that's what happens, Chief Handler, to people like you. You'll get other people who are bigger and stronger than you, who will come in front of you and just use their pinky to push you onto the floor. They'll use their little pinky just to push you onto the floor. So can you imagine, Chief Handler, if you actually saw me in person? Chief Handler, you would run for your life. Right, so stop coming onto my channel and stop coming onto other people's channels and comment and saying shit that you can't even do. Because I know, Chief Handler, that you won't do them. All the things you say on people's channels, you won't do them. Yeah? You don't even have a fucking YouTube channel. You've only got a name. I've looked you up on your YouTube channel. You've got no videos. All you do is talk shit without even showing your face because you're scared, Chief Handler. You're scared, Chief Handler, because there's a lot of people who'd kick the fuck out of you. A lot of people will boot your little face off, mate. So many people will boot your little face off your shoulders. So many people would. So many people would not hesitate to come to you and put their whole foot in your mouth. Because we will. Yeah, and I will be the first one who will put my foot in your mouth, Chief Handler. Right? I'll come to you and I will fucking raise my leg so high, higher than your head, and just roundhouse kick you in the head. You think I don't know how to fight, Chief Handler? I know every technique there is, Chief Handler. I'm better than you at fighting, Chief Handler. I will win. I will put you to sleep, Chief Handler. It will only last less than 3 seconds to one bang you and put you on the floor, and it will be done quickly, Chief Handler. Because I will be there to win in a fight with you. And it will be done quickly, Chief Handler. It will be done very fast. Yeah. That's what you need to look for, Chief Handler. Yeah. I challenge you, Chief Handler, to a fight. I challenge you to a street fight. No weapons, nothing, because I don't use weapons in a fight. Yeah? Maybe you do. Maybe you say you're armed 24/7. That's because you're a fucking pussy, Chief Handler. And you have to have your little gun in your pocket. Yeah. You have to have a gun in your pocket 24/7 hours because you can't use your fucking hands to fight. Because you're such a little faggot and such a little pussy, bruv, that you can't even use your fists to fight. Or your legs. Chief Handler, I'll tell you something. I'm better off with my legs than my hands. I'm much better at kicking. All I have to do is roundhouse kick you in the liver. Maybe 2 left kicks. And then a push kick to your chest. And then a flying knee. Or a flying elbow. Or even a clinch, Chief Handler. I'll even put you in one of my Muay Thai clinches. Yeah? I'll put you in one of my Thai clinches. And just I'll just knee you straight in the liver a couple of times. Yeah? Chief Handler, you can keep threatening me on my channel. But you know your threats are empty. right? You're an empty person anyway. You're a baby, Chief Handler. You're nothing but a little baby compared to me, Chief Handler. Do you know what they call me, Chief Handler? They call me Big Bear. That's what they call me on the street. Big Bear. Yeah. So if you have your little gun 24/7 hours and you're trying to shoot me, like I said, you're shooting a big bear. Right? And if you're fighting with me, Chief Handler, all you're gonna notice round your head is a big paw of a bear. Because I will fuck you up so badly, Chief Handler, that I will just have to fucking rape you to death. I'll just put you on I'll put you on a field, I'll grab you, I'll put you to a field, and I will fucking rape you to death, and I'll fucking leave your corpse in a field, Chief Handler. So, mark my words, Chief Handler. I'm a person who's dark. I'm a person who is, very, very fucking violent. That's what you got to know, Chief Handler. I'm violent, and when I do things, I traumatize people. I traumatize people, right? When I am how I am. What I do is dark, gruesome, and twisted. So imagine what I'll do to you, Chief Handler. I'm a person who doesn't play games. I'm a person who likes torturing people to death. I'm a person of horror. I'm a person of gore. So you've fucked with the wrong person, Chief Handler. If you come to my channel and you put horrible messages on other people's channel, I will just respond to you back all the time, Chief Handler. But there's one thing. There's one more thing, Chief Handler. And the only thing is that all your comments, right, that are coming back to me, your comments just make me laugh. None of them, absolutely none of them, right, are getting to me. So you're going to have to try a lot harder than that, Chief Handler. And if I do ignore your comments, Chief Handler, I don't write back to you, is because your comments are boring and they're so empty and you're so weak, Chief Handler. You're just incredibly weak. So as your threats are completely weak, that I'm just getting bored of them. That I just get bored of those threats now. I don't give a fuck anymore. I choose not to even see your comments because they're not as strong as mine. Because you're not as strong as me, Chief Handler. I'm a person who will, find you, and I wouldn't give a shit. I'm a person who would take your life, Chief Handler. I'll take your life like this. I'm that kind of person, mate. I'm that kind of person who will take your life, Chief Handler. Yeah. This message is also going to Vice Handler and Green Hunter. All of you fucking handlers or whatever the fuck you think you are. All of you three are absolutely nothing. Right? Let me say one more thing, Chief Handler, before I close this video. The world is huge. And in the whole world, you're the problem. You're the thing that needs to be deleted from planet Earth and never to be talked about. Because if people talk about you, Chief Handler, everybody's going to start feeling sick. Chief Handler, everybody's going to start feeling sick because they hear your name, because your name already makes people feel sick. Your name, Chief Handler, is just... Number one, you're a gang stalker. Number two, you're a perpetrator. You're one of them. Okay, you're a gang stalker and you're a perpetrator. I don't know where you're based, but if I do find you, I'm going to kick your head off anyway. Yeah. If I do find you, I'm going to kick your face anyway. That doesn't matter. I'll start kicking every perpetrator in the world. And I'll smash every gang stalker in the whole world. In the UK, America, Spain, everywhere. I'll fucking bang all of you out. And I'll bang you out, Chief Handler, as well. I'll punch your fucking head out. I'll just blow your head off, Chief Handler. Your head will get blown off by my punch. Yeah, it's like your head will be exploded. Pop. Pah! Like that. So keep coming for me, Chief Handler. Keep coming to me. Come to me, Chief Handler. Leave other people alone. Come to me. Yeah, come to me, Chief Handler. Because I want you, Chief Handler. I want you. I want you in front of me, Chief Handler. I'm a person who's got motivation to kill you. Yeah? Show me a picture of you, Chief Handler. Post a YouTube of yourself. You wouldn't show your face because you know that most people on YouTube would kick the fuck out of you. Most people want to kick the shit out of you, Chief Handler. That's why you won't show your face. Because you're a coward, Chief Handler. See, Chief Handler, I'm the lion, and you're the gazelle, Chief Handler. That's how it is. You're the gazelle, and I'm the lion. And you don't, Chief Handler, you don't know the size of me. You don't know how big I am. Right? You don't know how big I am, Chief Handler. I'm bigger and stronger than you, Chief Handler. Much bigger and stronger than you. Chief Handler, I'll turn you into a corpse. I'll turn you into a corpse, Chief Handler. I will turn you into a fucking corpse. Into a motherfucking bleeding corpse. Right? Chief Handler, if you've seen the film Hostel, right, I will pay to kill you. Just like the movie Hostel. I'll be that person to pay as much money as possible to cut your limbs off. To get a huge electric saw and cut all your little fucking body up. You have to understand, Chief Handler, when I come back to you with a video, that I am a savage person, Chief Handler. I don't take shit. I'm a person who doesn't take shit from people. Chief Handler, you're lonely. I'm coming for you, Chief Handler. I'm coming for you, Chief Handler. So, the best thing you could do, Chief Handler, to make it quick, is to come and confront your fate to me. You're like Harry Potter, Chief Handler, and I'm like Voldemort. I want to take your life. So what I can do, Chief Handler, is I can get everyone. I need anyone, absolutely anyone, to get Chief Handler for me. So I can have him. Only I can have Chief Handler. and kill him. Thank you for watching. I hope you got this message understood, Chief Handler.